why are these beautiful lettuce starts?
Our neighbor, we were on a walk today down the road, and our neighbor was like, y'all want some baby lettuce? She was planting them out, but she was over it, so she gave us kind of like this much of the tray just full of little kind of like seedlings, but there's so many of them. I'm just kind of like trying to separate them to do individual lettuces.
We have a troublemaker over here. But mostly she can get in here. Okay.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? They look sad, obviously, but they will be fine. If I water I'll water them, and then over like a week or so, they'll start growing again. These are actually this lettuce right here, and that one over there. Those are some Salanova lettuces that we planted in the spring that never came up, and now they have started growing. So this is now going to be our lettuce patch. I actually have little tiny lettuce seedlings over here that I need to plant out also.
Yeah, this is the garden. It's looking wild. You better stay away from those watermelons, girl.
Ooh.
That's Ursula, and she gets out every single day. She just flies over. Her and her friend. She's got a friend.
They mostly don't do any really
bad
damage, so we just let them be.
But you better go on. I am about to pick the black beans that we grew, and then we can shuck them. Is that what you shell them?
Yeah.
You shuck oysters. And corn, yes, which we don't have any. Our corn was a major fail this year. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do. So this is really like hard feeling, and I almost think I can crack this open with one hand. This is what they look like when you open it up. Pretty exciting. Also today, BT Dubs, was like, if I could call God, which obviously I can pray, but if I could like get God on the phone and like literally hear him talking, I would say, God, this is the weather that I would order. This is perfect. And it was so chilly that Savannah had to put on like a flannel to come out here. I'm not that crazy, but anyway, it's chilly. It's like beautiful. It's like beautiful weather today. Basically it's fall, which fall is not that far.
Well,
it's gonna be.
It's supposed to warm back up.
Yeah, it's gonna get into the 80s, but it was like 70 was the high today. Amazing. We got so far. I think this might be it. There's still like these on the plant that just haven't dried out fully, so I'll leave them to do that. And look at these little treasures.
There's a bee on that one.
My Honda CRV is really killing the vibe.
What is that?
These are all getting ready to our tiny little sunflower patch.
This is what all those beans came down to. We have a lot more in the garden still, but this was that batch. Working on getting our stove up and running. Went into town today and got all the parts. And I actually want to start making tomato sauce so we can can it, so we can use some of the tomatoes we have instead of putting them all in the freezer. So I'm going to try to get this going really quickly. I got to drill a hole in the house, so we'll see if I can get it going. It should be pretty straightforward now that I have all the parts, but we'll see. I think of how far down it should go. I guess here. All right.
Proof there's really insulation in there.
We're really insulated. We have made it through. Now we're going to be testing for leaks. This is going to be much more particular in the future. Going to kind of like build something to cover that up and mount that and make it just a little more neat. But that's not for today. I guess he's getting our testing liquid ready. All right, we're nervous, but we checked for
more
leaks.
excited than nervous.
I'm nervous.
So you need to Well, no, that's what that noise is, I think. Try another one, maybe. I don't know. I can hear it. Turn on. There we go. Yay! Ooh, I got bit by mosquitoes. Try another one. How excited are you?
Pretty freaking excited.
We can cook 2 pots of tomato sauce.
Girl, if you make breakfast, I can make coffee at the same time.
There we go. Oh, that looks tiny. I think I might have the wrong things in there. It's hard to tell. Is that on high?
Yeah.
That was on high?
Yeah.
I see. What is this back one like?
Yeah, that seems large for that.
Yeah. Low. High. Yeah. Okay. We have some work to do, but when I changed it out, there are all those little things. There was no way to tell what was what except the numbers, so I just did biggest number to the biggest thing, the littlest number to the littlest thing. But apparently that's not what you do, but I couldn't figure it out. There's no really instructions. It just says get a gas professional to do it. So we'll fix that.
And upon further research, it was discovered that getting a gas professional to do it was a little overkill.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sure some of y'all will tell me that we needed to.
Well, we did it. There seemed to be no leaks. All right, time to do maybe some cooking.
Oh, me doing it. We got the stove hooked up, and we're starting to make the tomato sauce. I think we'll can the tomato sauce tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know where we're gonna store this overnight, but we're gonna make. These are actually gonna be like end of summer pasta sauce like we did last year. So there's just a same amount of zucchini that's in this one is in this one. So the rest will be tomatoes. We have so many tomatoes. And Casey's, these are all fresh ones, but I pulled some out of the freezer that I'm gonna put in that pot, and we'll just fill them up to the top and start simmering to get this all cooked down. We will be pressure cooking it, so we're gonna put seasonings in there, and we'll be blending it with the immersion blender. I think what we did last year is we put everything in the Vitamix first. I'm not exactly sure, or maybe, but probably not gonna do that. I'm probably just gonna use the immersion blender for these. And then honestly, already by looking at how much those tomatoes filled up, I feel like we have like 30 pots ahead of us of tomato product making.
A friend of ours in town, we ran into, who lives where we live, we ran into her into our big town, and we gave her some of our tomato starts that we didn't have enough room for. So she didn't have nearly the amount of tomato plants that I think I probably gave her like 15 or something, and she was like, I canned 16 jars of tomato sauce from all those tomatoes already, and I was like, oh god, because we planted like 70.
Yeah, our whole freezer, there's a few other things, but I mean top to bottom it's just full of frozen tomatoes, of bags like this. So we certainly have a lot of tomato products. We kind of need to look. Over the winter, we went through we ate all of our pasta sauce. So that was a good thing to have. So that's what we're making first. But we also, last year, made a lot of tomato soup. So we may need to make like a batch of tomato soup, but we probably don't need that much of it. We'll have to check our reserves. But I also want to make ketchup, and I've always wanted to make ketchup, but Casey thinks it's dumb. But we have...
Casey doesn't think it's dumb. No.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think it's dumb. I've had a lot of bad ketchup, and I just feel skeptical about getting ketchup that tastes good.
There's a lot of recipes when you look at canning recipes for ketchup that have like cinnamon in it, and that's not our flavor. But there are recipes out there, some YouTubers that have made it that's supposed to taste like Heinz. It doesn't have any weird like spices in it, which that's not necessarily weird, but it's not what we like in our ketchup. So if some people like that, then that's, good for you, but we don't like it.
And I said, which I
recognize as stupid. Like, oh, you can get ketchup so easily. Well, you can get tomato sauce just as easily as you can get ketchup.
Yeah.
So
We may be making a batch of ketchup just because
we made ketchup one time.
I remember. That was a long time ago. A long
but
time
like
ago.
not candied.
No, we made like
just
sugar-free ketchup. That's what I made.
Yeah.
So anyway, oh, we also have a bag of tomatoes that's all yellow tomatoes. So we're gonna make a yellow tomato sauce or soup. I don't know, something.
Pink sauce.
Yellow tomato sauce. Yeah. So lots of tomato sauce coming in our future, and then more tomato products probably. And
I think that's probably my favorite thing to can. Well, something I like enjoy the canning process more than another type of product. But you can do so many things with tomato sauce. Boil a pot of noodles, throw some your homemade tomato sauce that you canned, and you got a meal. You can use it to make pizzas, so on and so forth, all kinds of things. It just came really in handy. Chili, just
also,
lots of things.
These are frozen tomatoes. If you've never experienced frozen tomatoes before, this sound like glass. But
Yeah.
they just look like a
They
tomato.
look exactly like a tomato.
I'm having to put these back in because somebody put them in the freezer without coring them, and they need defrosted.
Cut and cored probably 15 out of these 16 bags that are in there. The last couple, I was like, I just got to throw these in a bag because they were starting to go bad on the table. So everybody calm down.
Oh my, this is huge, and that one's not cored. Yeah. Why do I keep getting these ones? All right, now we have to go pick some onions, put in there. Of course, I didn't bring any baskets out with me, so I need to go put these down in order to get the basil. So as you saw, we were able to can 12 jars of tomato sauce yesterday. We have so many more tomatoes, so we may be doing more of that. I'm not exactly sure. We're trying to figure out how many we did last year because that was a good amount, but Casey said she would have liked to have like 2 more than whatever we did last year, but we don't really know what that was. So we may be doing another batch just because that's just an easy thing to have. Very happy with the results of that. It did seem to take all day to get those canned, but they're done now. Today we have to do a very unfun task, and that is take everything out of the tent, the bell tent that's outside, and we have to take that tent down.
On this weekend, this Saturday, people are coming to give us well, complete our driveway. And we have one strip of driveway, but we really would like for it to go into a U shape because we have two potential entrances. So we want it to go where you could drive all the way through. And also where the bell tent is, it's not really flat. And that's where we want to put our raised bed garden. So they're gonna like level that out. I think they're gonna just put fill dirt. Gotta make a flat spot. And eventually we're gonna have a greenhouse there, and you know, so it'll just be nice to start with a flat spot, because Savannah and I hand leveled all of our garden beds from our last garden, and let's just say I don't want to do that again. And what's the other thing they're doing? Oh, they're making a pad where our solar panels will go one day. Again, it's one of those things like, let's get it all done at the same time. They gave us a really good price, so that's what is happening. So that tent's got to come down so they can make a level spot.
Craziest thing just happened. Casey was pulling this down from the tent and she just barely bumped this little cattle panel, and the entire row of cattle panels fell down. Kind of like smashed the flowers. And now, I mean, what? There's 3 of them. All 3 of them just came down.
Dahlia thingies.
Oh yeah. That one should be fine, minus the parts that are broken. I just mean the whole plant. Oh, be careful.
Maybe put in water, it might bloom.
Oh yeah, maybe. It also fell on the sunflowers. Oh gosh, as you can tell. Oh no. That one is broken, and this one broke. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take that off. We'll have to put it in water, but you can see, oh my god, it broke all the way down here. It's kind of like the main stem. It's a bummer. That whole plant is falling over. Look how big this dahlia is. Okay. Like, I don't even think you can understand. Like, this is my hand. This is the dahlia.
You might be wondering what we're gonna do with this tent. Well, I think we're gonna throw it away. I know that sounds terrible and wasteful, but it is covered in mold on the inside and it's leaking. So it's just like, we didn't even pay that much for it. We've had it for a couple of years. It has served us well, and I just think it would be way too much work to try to repair it and restore it and do all that kind of stuff. It's tight, but I think we're gonna be able to put everything in the shed. Some things are gonna have to go to our storage facility, but I think we're gonna manage. So it's gotta go. And I know it looks so cute, and I actually kind of like it on the property. It's just, I don't know, it's a vibe, but it's really disgusting inside. I mean, you probably don't want to see that, but that's just all on the inside. And it's crazy because the outside looks like this. You know, it looks great. I mean, if you start to look up close, you'll see that it's got some stuff. And from far away, you know, it looks all right. Look at this faucet we found at this like thrift store here. We got it for like $10. It needs to be cleaned, and I don't know if we're going to be able to make the connection, like make it work, but I am obsessed with it. Also, this is probably going in the bathroom as our like vanity, like where you wash your hands. We need a top, and we're definitely going to paint it. So TBD on that.
All right, the shed is stuffed full. We do have space up there. We just need a ladder. And this is the terrible side. This is all stuff that we're selling. And then this is stuff that needs to go in the house, but we just aren't ready for it yet. And more stuff we're selling. So really, if we could get all of that, the selling stuff out of here, we would be in really good shape in here. Well, there has been a change of plans. The people were supposed to come tomorrow to do our driveway and our solar pad and everything else, and they called today and one of them backed out. So we are now not getting our driveway done. I'm not gonna get into all the details, but we basically didn't have to do any of the work that we did yesterday. But I mean, it's nice that it's done. Like, the tent was eventually gonna have to come down, but I bet you $1 million it wouldn't have come down for like months if we hadn't have done it yesterday. Did you say no?
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely not. So I guess we can go back to working on the kitchen. So I think we're gonna try to hang up one more open shelf above the one that we did last week, and that's gonna help us organize a lot of stuff that we brought out of storage. And then we also have a lot of canned goods that need to go inside that are literally on our porch because we moved those out of the tent. So there's some other shelves that need to be built. We'll see if we get to that.
Round 2 of shelves.
Yep.
Oh, down here.
I don't know. Whatever's the nicest side should go down. So whatever you think. That one probably.
Down, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Another thing we've been doing today is we're making a big batch of chicken broth. And actually, we ended up having to, I guess butcher is the word, butcher one of our chickens today because there was an accident and it was killed. And so we were able right away to make the decision that we were going to butcher it because they're actually pretty hefty already. We still have about 3 or 4 weeks until we can butcher them, but we ended up with a good amount of meat actually, which is surprising because they're just 6 weeks old and they aren't the Cornish chickens, which are the ones that grow really quickly. They're Freedom Rangers, so they're kind of like in between like a heritage chicken and the Cornish cross. So we definitely didn't want that to go to waste, so we're making broth. I already pulled off all the cooked chicken after we did it in the water, pulled it out, got the chicken out, and now we're just doing the bones to make kind of like a bone broth. Casey's bringing in dishes. Ooh, these are hot.
Yeah. This is really high class. The blinds that were on that window broke, and it gets really bright, so we need some. Actually, we would like to have just like a nicer curtain, but for now there is a ratty towel there. We'll really keep it classy around here, guys.
It's weird that it's not so. Oh, there's a freaking nail.
Nice. Just trimming around the birthday.
Yeah, can't really see.
See, our chicken tractor is right outside our kitchen window. We can hear them when the windows are up, chirping.
Finished putting the trim up. Casey's doing dishes. This is her setup. She's got this water thing, and she'll use that as her faucet, basically. But this got stained from, it's really just sawdust, so we need to do some painting.
That is surprising.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sawdust and water. So we definitely are going to be doing silicone around basically every crevice, and we're going to be painting it a shinier version of the paint on the wall. As you can kind of tell it's a different color. So we still need to do that. We're not going to be doing that today.
So the exhaust we don't have yet is going there. I love these bowls, but I just don't know about them on this shelf. These are our baby spaghetti squashes. I'm not saying everything has to be super matchy, but I feel like that pink really, I love them so much. I love them at our old house.
I think they're okay.
Savannah thinks they're okay. Well, that's it for this week, guys. Come back next week. Hopefully, we now have all the parts to make our sink work. So that'll be very exciting. We got our stove working this week. We got our sink working. You can't tell me nothing. Who knows what will actually happen? We'll see. Thanks for watching. Bye. Also, Savannah always makes fun of me for waving bye like 30 minutes before I say bye. Like I said, thanks for watching. Bye. But I just really want to wave bye to you guys. Okay, bye for real.